Welcome to our video, Heat Waves Across Continents, the New Normal? As we delve into this pressing issue, we'll explore the definition and characteristics of heat waves, as well as their increasing frequency and intensity in today's world. With global temperatures on the rise, we'll discuss the profound human impacts and mortality associated with these extreme weather events, alongside their economic and environmental consequences. Join us as we uncover the role of climate change in this phenomenon and examine strategies for adaptation and mitigation, while considering what the future may hold. 1. Definition and characteristics of heat waves. Heat waves are a severe meteorological phenomenon characterized by prolonged periods of excessively high temperatures, often accompanied by oppressive humidity. Unlike a typical hot day, heat waves are measured relative to the local climate norms and can last for several days or even weeks. These intense heat periods can be deceptive because they may not come with the violent storms or dramatic visuals associated with other natural disasters. However, their silent and prolonged nature makes them particularly hazardous. Imagine living in an oven-like environment where the air itself seems to sizzle. This is what a heat wave feels like. They can cause discomfort, health issues, and even fatalities if people aren't adequately prepared. When the mercury rises beyond typical summer highs, and stays there, it can spell trouble for unprepared communities. 2. Frequency and intensity are increasing. In recent decades, the world has witnessed a disturbing trend. The frequency, duration, and intensity of heat waves have markedly increased. The year 2023, for instance, saw record-breaking heat waves across multiple continents, including Europe, Asia, and North America. These relentless heat events are no longer anomalies but are becoming alarmingly regular occurrences. Climate change is a significant driver behind this trend, with studies indicating that extreme heat events are now 5 times more likely than they were a century ago. The increased heat isn't just a matter of discomfort, it's a clear indicator of a shifting climate. As we continue to emit greenhouse gases, these heat waves will likely become more severe, impacting more regions and populations. 3. Global temperature trends. The global temperature trends paint a stark picture of our warming world. According to the World Meteorological Organization, WMO, the past 8 years, from 2016 to 2023, have been the warmest on record. This is not a mere blip but a sustained warming trend that has seen the global average temperature rise by 1.1 degrees Celsius, 2 degrees Fahrenheit, since the pre-industrial era. Such an increase might seem small, but in terms of climate science, it's significant. This warming is driving more frequent and intense heat waves, altering weather patterns and impacting ecosystems globally. As temperatures continue to climb, the effects will be felt across all sectors of society, from agriculture to health and infrastructure. 4. Human impact and mortality. Heat waves stand among the deadliest natural disasters, claiming thousands of lives every year. In 2022, Europe experienced its hottest summer on record, resulting in over 61,000 heat-related deaths. Vulnerable populations, such as the elderly, children, and individuals with pre-existing health conditions, are at the greatest risk during these extreme heat events. The human body can only tolerate so much heat before it begins to suffer, leading to heat exhaustion, heat stroke, and other heat-related illnesses. For many, particularly those without access to cooling solutions, heat waves can become a matter of life and death. The silent march of rising temperatures demands urgent attention to protect those most at risk. 5. Economic and environmental consequences. Heat waves wreak havoc on economies and the environment alike, causing billions of dollars in damages. One major consequence is crop failures, as droughts in key agricultural regions lead to reduced yields and increased food prices. Additionally, the demand for energy to power cooling systems skyrockets, straining power grids and leading to potential blackouts. Infrastructure, too, suffers under extreme heat, with roads buckling and railway tracks melting. Ecosystems face severe threats as well, with wildlife struggling to survive, forest fires accelerating, and water resources depleting. The comprehensive impact of heat waves is a stark reminder of the urgent need to address climate change and its effects. 6. Urban heat island effect. cities experience higher temperatures than their rural counterparts due to the urban heat island effect. This phenomenon occurs because dense infrastructure, like buildings and roads, traps heat, while limited green spaces fail to provide cooling relief. As a result, urban populations face exacerbated impacts of heat waves, with temperatures that can be several degrees higher than surrounding rural areas. This underscores the need for sustainable urban planning, which could include increasing green spaces, using reflective materials in construction, and implementing cooling technologies. By addressing the unique challenges of urban environments, cities can become more resilient to the growing threat of heat waves. 7. Role of climate change. The link between heat waves and climate change is undeniable. Human-induced climate change, primarily driven by greenhouse gas emissions, is trapping heat in the atmosphere and amplifying global warming. As a result, heat waves are becoming longer, more intense, and more widespread. This phenomenon is a direct consequence of our reliance on fossil fuels and unsustainable practices. The science is clear. To mitigate the impact of heat waves, we must address the root causes of climate change. This involves reducing emissions, transitioning to renewable energy sources, and adopting sustainable practices across all sectors of society. 8. Adaptation and mitigation strategies. To tackle the challenges posed by heat waves, a range of adaptation and mitigation strategies must be implemented. One approach is to invest in green infrastructure, such as planting trees and creating parks, to cool urban areas naturally. Building resilience through designing heat-resistant infrastructure can also help communities withstand extreme heat. Additionally, global cooperation is essential, with countries working together to implement climate policies that reduce emissions and meet the Paris Agreement goals. By taking these steps, we can protect vulnerable populations, safeguard ecosystems, and build a more sustainable future. 9. Predictions for the future. As the world inches closer to a 2 degrees Celsius warming by mid-century, scientists project that heat waves will become the new normal. This means that extreme heat events are expected to increase even in historically cooler regions, posing significant challenges to unprepared populations. The need for proactive measures is more pressing than ever. Communities must be educated on heatwave preparedness, and investments in adaptive technologies and infrastructure are crucial to protect future generations. The time to act is now, as the consequences of inaction will only intensify with each passing year.